All right, welcome back, everybody. If you can still hear me, type Y in the chat box. If you can still hear me, thank you, thank you. We just came back from our e-commerce training that we just went over, and I hope you guys were able to learn from that and gain some more perspective. And I think that's the proper word to use: perspective on the industry and why we're doing what we're doing. I mean, when I have people call me up and say, hey, Brandon, it's not working out for me. I'm gonna quit. And I'm like, I wish I could put in your head what I know, because there's never in the world you would want to quit, knowing what I know, knowing what's coming down the pipe for every single one of us that we're going to have to deal with this. We can't run from it. You want to build this like your life depended on it, because in many cases it does. And unfortunately, you'll just have to wait to see what's taking place. But for now, we're going to talk about mindset training. And I love doing these. I don't do them often. At most, maybe once a month, but normally every 2 or 3 months. So we're going to do mindset training. And this is the most important part of not just your business, but anything that you do. In fact, this is a generic training, so it is not just for Shopping Sherlock. It doesn't matter what business you're in. It doesn't matter what field or industry that you're in. But learning this information changed my life. And I have to go on record as saying that this is not my information. This is not something that I made up. This is not something I just put together and said, oh, it sounds good. I guess I'm going to go out there and teach people about it. This is information that I was taught. Taught by people that were better than me. Taught by millionaires. And they were taught by millionaires who were taught by other successful people. This is hand-me-down information. Stuff that I learned for 10 years and didn't implement. And the moment I actually implemented it, I actually got it, my business exploded and it has never been the same since. So am I qualified to even talk about this? Well, for number one, I'm retired. I don't work a job. I work from home. So it helped me to walk me off my job. Number two, you go to businessforhome.org, look up the top 8,000 money earners in the world, and you will see me there in the top 3,000 something. So I am documented. I have been the top of for the last 5 years. Every company I've been a part of, I was a top producer. I plan on being the top producer of this company. It's just a matter of time. I already believe it in my mind. I'm just waiting for the paperwork to catch up and for the rest of the team to figure it out. So, attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Attitude is actually a little thing that makes a huge difference. It makes all the difference in the world. Why? Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. There's only 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 12 months a year. And we all share the same time. And life happens to every single one of us. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. You are not exempt from life. You're not exempt from challenges. Every single one of us goes through challenges, but what matters is how you react to those challenges, how you handle them. It's not what happens to you that's important, it's your response to what happens to you that makes all the difference because of some little thing called law of attraction. And I wish I had that'll be a topic of another night's mindset training. But we're going to focus tonight on how to be a professional. Too many times people come into this business and treat it like a hobby, or they treat it like a lottery ticket. And they expect just because they paid some money to get in the business that they're guaranteed to have success, that somehow they're owed success, that they're entitled to success. It doesn't work that way. You spent 12 years in school, maybe another 4 to 8 years in college, to become a professional at whatever career choice you choose. Why in the world would you not take that same type of dedication and commitment in your own business, especially if you're in a business that's in a specified industry? For example, my business is in the e-commerce industry. So 6 months ago, guess what I did? I went back to school. It's called self-taught school. Did my own research, learned as much as I can about e-commerce. Well, now I consider myself an expert. 6 months of educating myself. And it's not going to stop because every time I turn on the news, it's something new. So let's talk about becoming a professional. The world as you know it has changed. For the people who don't recognize that fact, it will be the worst of times. For those who do, it will be the best of times. Over the last 100 years, an interesting phenomenon has occurred. The rise of the corporation became the standard in society. The safe and respected place for people to exist in the workplace was as an employee. Our education system has taught us from birth to become an employee. Show me one school that's teaching you how to become an employer from birth. It doesn't exist. Schools 100 years ago is being taught the same way today. Do you think the economy is the same today as it was 100 years ago? No. The old way was step one, go to school to learn how to be an employee. Find a company that will employ you. Work for that company for 40 years. And retire and live happily ever after, right? That's what we're being taught. Here's the reality. In recent decades, the promise of being rewarded by the company for your loyalty and hard work has been exposed as a myth. People began to realize that the loyalty they were giving to their company was not being given in return. Step one, go to school to learn how to be an employee. Okay. Step two, find the company that will employ you. Okay. Step three, watch this. Switch companies for various political and economic reasons every 3 to 5 years over the course of your entire career. Step 4, find that you can't retire comfortably after 40 years, so you keep on working. Even the federal government is saying, hey, don't retire. Most people that retire die within 2 years. So as the government, we want to look out for you. We don't want you to die 2 years after retirement, so we're going to encourage you to keep on working because we're saving lives. That's the government's motto. Keep working. The best way not only to survive, but to thrive in the new economy is network marketing. More and more companies will choose to use network marketing because it fits the new economy. It's extremely efficient because in the new economy, word-of-mouth advertising continues to work better than any other form of promotion. What that means to you is that you can receive all of the benefits of traditional business ownership without the typical risks. And there will be no cap on your income because network marketing companies want you to make as much as possible. The new economy is going to pay you for your performance, not your time. Are you ready? Do you understand what that means? See, we're always taught to trade time for money. If you want more money, you need to put in more time. There's only 24 hours a day. There's only so many hours you can put in, which means your income will always be capped. Don't believe the hype. You will never become the CEO, or rather, the chance of you becoming a CEO is slim to none. You know, I have this argument with my father all the time because he has worked for the same company for 40 years and he did become the CEO. And I said, Dad, how many people are working at the company? Thousands. How many of them became CEO? None. So you were that one guy who did it. What about everybody else? They worked hard. You know what my father says? Not as hard as me. But my point is, there can only be one in that motto. Cutthroat. It's not about helping somebody else because they can take your job. See, in the new economy, it's not about trading time for money. It's about your performance. You want a raise? Put in more work. You want to make more money? Work harder. You write your own check in this economy. Not based on entitlement. Become a professional. Become a professional. If you treat this business like a hobby, you will get paid like a hobby. You must accept a temporary loss of social esteem from ignorant people. Most people have either joined a network marketing company or know someone who has. They approach it as if they are playing the lottery and hoping to get lucky and sign up that one superstar that will make them rich. When it doesn't happen, they quit. They treated this as a hobby. A professional learns skills necessary to become successful in any given field, and the same goes for network marketing. Once you learn skills, then there is no luck involved. Your performance will greatly improve, which will in turn greatly improve how much you make. You guys understand that? Become a professional. Now there's three types of networkers: posers, amateurs, and professionals. When I read this list, you identify where you are right now. And if you are in the poser category, it's okay. All hope is not lost, because you can always upgrade to the amateur and then the professional. So don't be down if you're in one of these categories. So let's talk about a poser. Posers treat this profession as a lottery ticket. They're hoping to hit it big with as little effort as possible. Some posers actually do get lucky and get that big break and make quick money, but it never lasts, and they never learn skills on what to do if they lose it. That's like winning the lottery. You know that 70% of lottery winners go broke after 10 years? How is that possible? How can you win $300 million and 10 years later you're broke? And then most of them turn around and say, I wish I never won the lottery. What do you mean? See, here's what happens. These people never learn the skills and discipline necessary to earn that amount of income. And once thrust upon them, they definitely didn't have the skills and discipline necessary to maintain that income. And now with unlimited funds, all that did was highlighted who they were as a person. See, when we're working 80 hours a week in our job, we have no time for our real selves to be exposed. We don't have the resources to self-destruct. But when given all that money, your real self, your real personality is exposed. And they lose it very quickly. That's just like professional athletes go broke 3 to 5 years after they retire. They live the same type of lifestyle in retirement that they lived when they were playing pro, thinking that the money's never going to stop. Posers. Posers last 30 to 60 days at most. Is this you? 30 to 60 days at most in network marketing before they quit. And then when they quit, this is what they do. Blame either the company, compensation plan, upline, or downline for their failure. It's never their fault. One thing my mentor told me years ago, he said, the first rule of business, take ownership of everything that you do. Good and bad. Don't blame anybody else. Any outside force that comes to you is just an obstacle that you need to work around. It's not the obstacle's fault. That is life. If it was easy, everybody would be there. What separates the haves from the have-nots is the haves overcame the obstacles that keep the have-nots down. Posers also would rather join another company that is promising an easier or faster way to riches, so instead of working harder and learning skills, they jump ship. That's the case in America right now in network marketing. There's so many companies out there. There's always a new company in pre-launch, that if you're struggling in your current company, it's easy for you to say, oh, I'm going to go do something that's easier. Their comp plan's better. They have better marketing. My upline over there is going to help me. They're going to hold my hand. They're promising me spillover. They're paying me a bonus to come over there. That's what posers do. And then you know what they realize? Oh, wow, you mean to tell me I have to do the same amount of work over here as my last company? Oh, let me go join another pre-launch. And they get hooked on it like crack. They get hooked on the feeling of newness. Let me give you an example. Most people are only dating their business. Think about when you were dating back in the day. I'm going to speak about men. And we see a new skirt walking down the street and we get excited. We got to talk to her. We got to date her. We got to get to know her. But after a while, you realize, oh, I have to put in work in this relationship. Yeah, she's cute, but I got to talk to her. I got to do things for her, not just for me. Next thing you know, there's another skirt walking down the street that looks better. Oh, look at that one over there. Oh, I got to jump on that one. And you do this over and over and over again. You like the high of the newness. You don't want to work on anything. You're dating your business. If you want long-term success, you need to marry your business. And once you marry your business and you make that commitment, that is for good and for bad. That is knowing that it's not always going to be easy. There's going to be rough times. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be obstacles. And I'm going to stick it through because I made a commitment to stick it through. That's what a professional does. Then you have amateurs. Amateurs focus on getting lucky. They hear of stories of people who had their entire lives changed with that one sign up. They spend all their time focusing on that one big hit. The second thing amateurs focus on is timing. Did I get in early enough? How many other leaders are in my market? Did I miss the growth curve? Is the market saturated? I'm telling you right now, the market will never be saturated. You want proof? How in the world is Amway, granddaddy of them all, 50 years later, still growing, still creating millionaires, still making it happen 50 years later? Your market will never be saturated. Yes, timing and positioning is important, but I'm telling you right now, as far as our company is concerned, the person who's going to make the most money doesn't even know we exist yet. Even though we're already in, that person's going to make more money than us. Peter Blackwell joined in December, is already over $12,000 a month in less than 90 days. So as timing and positioning is important, it is not everything. The third thing amateurs focus on is positioning. Am I in the right organization? Are others better positioned than me? Do I have a good upline? Will I do better in another team? This is what amateurs think about. Amateurs still haven't taken ownership yet. They want their hands held. They want other people to do the work for them. They want it to be as easy as possible. And that's where their focus is. The fourth thing amateurs focus on is shortcuts. The internet tools can do all the work for me. Every time a new shiny approach to business is advertised, amateurs are all over it and easily distracted. There's always going to be some new shiny tool to tell you to help you build your business. And they feel that it's because of this tool that I'm going to have success. I have never, ever met anybody yet in this industry where these tools have skyrocketed them to the top independently. And then they were able to turn around and duplicate it with everybody else. Now understand what I'm saying. We need to qualify this, because these tools are there to help you build your business, right? I'm going to tell you what I do see. The people who use these tools to help build their business end up making money in those tools, and all they do is promote those tools. And they make money with those tools, not their main business. Some of you will really catch that later. I don't have the time to really go into that. But they're always distracted. It's always something new. It's always a new thing. Oh, you got to use this lead program, that lead program, this capture page, that capture page. Did you see that webinar platform? This one. There's always something different. It never ends. Let's talk about the professionals. A professional is a person who is an expert at the skills required to build a large and successful network marketing organization. It's a professional. A professional starts focusing on the skills and made a commitment to practice, practice, practice until the skill is mastered. A professional does not focus on luck, timing, positioning, and shortcuts. Professional athletes will devote endless hours to preparing for competition, but when they join network marketing, they won't give one day's worth of effort to learning our skills. Doctors will devote a decade of their lives at huge financial expense to become physicians, but when they join network marketing, they won't give a month's study and practice to become a network marketing pro. Isn't that amazing? This is what I like to call manage your expectations. Most people that are actually looking at network marketing, they're doing so from a position of weakness. Let me qualify what that means. Things may not be going so well in their lives right now. They might have gotten laid off. They might have been really sick and tired of where they are. They're spinning their wheels. They need something different. They need something to change in their life. I commend them for looking outside the box at network marketing. But here's the problem also. They're looking for an immediate fix to their problem. Network marketing is a business. It is not an immediate fix to your financial problem. It is a faster fix than working a job, but it is not an immediate fix. And so somebody comes into the business. They expect to make $10,000 in 30 days, and if they don't, they quit. Or they jump ship to something else and say that didn't work. It amazes me that people will spend 30 years of their lives developing skills and habits and making decisions that got them to where they are today, broke, busted, and disgusted. And they join a home-based business and expect 30 days to change what took 30 years to create. It is impossible, and I don't care who you are. It is impossible for that to happen. That's an amateur's thinking. Professionals will set a 2 to 3 to 5 year game plan, a goal. I've seen Michael Weeder's 10-year game plan for the company. You need to think beyond 30 days, 60 days. If it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. It is not a quick fix to whatever problem you have. It is a starting point to make sure you will never be in those problems again. Does that make sense? Now, what I want to do, because I've been talking a lot, I want to play a quick video. Then we're going to go over to the next section of our training tonight. That first part was the how to become a professional. This next session, I'm making some good time here. The next session is the mindset portion of it. And this is the most important part. So type me or I if you understood the difference between the posers, the amateurs, and the professionals. Type me. I want to make sure you guys are still with me. Great. Let me play this quick video. It's 3 minutes long, and then we're going to continue. So go ahead and take a break.
Dear hard work, I used to hate you. When you called my name, I heard it but ran away from you. When I knew you were coming, I used to hide from you. When you influenced others to talk to me, I quickly made excuses to get away from you. Afraid of the pain because I didn't want to get hurt. Afraid to fail, so I didn't even try. And afraid of your name because of what you have done to others. Who do you think you are? Making me so afraid of who you are. Reflection in the mirror, shadow behind me. I take one step and you're still ahead of me. Sweat in my face, tears in my eyes. I keep on going. I heard you tell no lies. You turn the poor to rich, F to A's. Is there anything that you can't do? Now look at me. You made me who I am today. And because of you, I have this never losing, never giving up attitude. Quitting? That's not in my vocabulary. When they quit, I keep going. When they sleep, I work harder. When they say that I can't and count me out, I show them that I can. When I tell them about my dreams and they laugh, I make sure I laugh last. I'm a dream chaser. That means I chase my dreams, and no one else's. Only I can defeat me. It's me against this work you put on me. There's no losing. I will not lose. And I'm not stopping now. Oh, hard work. My dad was right about you. You do pay off. And because of that, I love you. How can I not? I'm no longer hiding from you. I'm waiting for you. Matter of fact, where are you? I need you. Because in hard work, I trust.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. If you can hear me, type Y in the chat box. Let's move forward to the next part. Know your why. And I'm going to give you an assignment. And this is something that I want every single one of you to do before you go to sleep tonight. There's a reason why I do this late, because on the East Coast, you know, it is what, 10:30 on the East Coast right now. So I want, right before you go to sleep, I want you to think of this. This is your assignment. Ask yourself this question. What would you do with your life if money was not an object at all? If you had unlimited funds, unlimited bank account, what would you do with your life? But hold on, there's a catch. You already bought all the houses you wanted, bought all the cars, bought all the clothes, traveled everywhere around the world, paid off your debt and your family's debt for 3 generations. Everybody's going to college in your family. Nobody has for want. You've already tithed to all your charities that you want. You've traveled everywhere you wanted to go. You've bought everything you wanted to buy. And you wake up on Monday morning at 11 a.m., you know, wake up when you're finished sleeping, and you realize you don't have to go to work, and you think about what you're going to do for your day, but you've already bought everything that you could possibly want to buy. Some people consider that you have conquered the game of life. What most people don't understand is that is when life begins. Because now you have the freedom to do what God put you on this earth to do. What is your skill set? What is your passion and desire? What would you do? Most people, and I mean 99.9% of people, never have that thought as an adult. They have had that thought as kids, when kids don't understand money. Kids' only goal in life is self-gratification, doing things that make them happy. That's kids' only motivation. As an adult, that changes. Reality hits, right? We've got responsibilities. Responsibilities that takes money to handle. And the only way I can get money is by working a job, which takes up time. So now I don't have time, nor do I have money to do the things I'd want to do if I were free. But now you are free and life begins. What would you do? Write it down. It doesn't matter if you're making money doing it or not. What would you do? The next thing I want you to do is think about, how does that make you feel? How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel knowing that you have all the money in the world? In fact, you have more money in the bank account now than before you went on your shopping spree. How do you feel about that? How do you feel that you're able to do whatever you want to do? I want you to capture that emotion and feeling behind it. That is the most important part, the emotion and the feeling, because you're tricking your brain right now. Your brain does not understand reality. Your brain only understands what you tell it. So if you're telling your brain that you feel great because you are free, your brain sends out signals to the universe. It's like a battery, or not a battery, a magnet. And it starts attracting those things that makes you feel good in your life. Whatever your emotional state is what you attract to you. Think about that. So while you go to sleep, and you're going to sleep thinking about this positive, see, a lot of people go to sleep thinking about, oh man, how am I going to pay this bill? I got to get up tomorrow, and I've got to work on, how I'm going to pay the rent, and people go to sleep worried. You guys understand that? What if you did the opposite for the first time? You actually went to sleep without a worry in the world on your brain. I guarantee you're going to wake up feeling good. You do the same scenario when you wake up. See, because while you're asleep, your brain does not go to sleep. It doesn't sleep. Your brain is still working. More importantly, your subconscious brain is still working. And it's working on solutions to make however you feel a reality. So you feeling like you're a millionaire over and over and over and over and over and over again, your brain is going to make sure it becomes true. Because in its mind, it is true. It only knows what you know. You can trick your brain and reprogram yourself. And all of a sudden, opportunities are going to come before you. Now, do opportunities come before you anyway? Yes. The difference is you're actually going to recognize the opportunity now instead of brush it aside. Is the glass half full or half empty? A person prays to the Lord saying, Lord, I need a better job. It's New Year's Eve. I can't go through this thing 2014 like I did 2013. I need to make more money. I need a better job. And then 1 week after Christmas, they get laid off. And they say, wait a second. I prayed for a better job and I lose the one that I have. Now I'm broker than I was before. And they feel horrible about it. But what they don't understand is that getting laid off was necessary so that they had the time available for something better to come into their world that they would have never seen if they were still on that job. You guys understand the difference? Let me tell you how the world works. It took me 10 years to figure this out. We go through life with a magnifying glass. Our world is this little magnifying glass. It's like looking at an anthill. So if you're looking at an anthill with a magnifying glass, all you can see are the ants within the magnifying glass. But does that make up the entire colony? No. Are there ants outside of the magnifying glass doing things that will impact what's going on inside the magnifying glass? Forces taking place that you can't see. Yes. That's how your life is. That's how your world is. Things are happening around you that you're not even aware of. That's why the Bible says all the time, put your worries onto the Lord. Just have faith, and it will come to pass. Why is that important? Why does it even say that? Everything from the Bible can be backed up scientifically. It's not hocus pocus, mumbo jumbo, old school stuff. There's a reason for it. I never understood that when I was little going to Sunday school. And I remember I was sick. And my mom, before we go to bed, I had to say my prayers. And she would say, make sure you thank the Lord for healing you. What? What are you talking about, Mom? Thank the Lord for healing you. Give praise. What do you mean give praise? I'll give praise when I'm healed. I feel horrible right now. I'm sick. He said, no, you need to, the Lord is going to heal you. You need to thank Him for that blessing before it happens. There's a scientific thing behind that. Because by me going to sleep, being grateful for being healed, I'm telling my brain I'm being healed, and it increases the healing process in my body. It's a scientific, physical fact that the Bible teaches. And I don't mean, I am not passing my religion on to anybody. I'm using this as an example. So you have to understand that once you start to have a mindset shift and change, that you want something better in life and you believe it's going to happen, forces outside of your comfort zone, outside of what you can see, is going to start to happen to make things become a reality for you. But you don't know how, you don't know when, and you don't know what it's going to look like. You just have to be prepared. And that's hard for men to do. I had my aha moment. I'm going off course here, but I got to share this. Maybe about 5 years ago, I was at a low point in my life. It was around October. And I was like, I need to make an extra $10,000 by the end of the year. And I had no idea how that was going to happen. I was working a job. I was getting layoff notices. I had a home-based business that wasn't going anywhere. The people on the team weren't doing jack squat. I'm like, come on, guys, at least put in some effort. But they weren't doing nothing. They complained more than anything else. I couldn't get any new people on my team. I'm like, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do right. Not only am I attending webinars, I'm doing the webinars. I'm doing the trainings. I'm always showing up. It just is not happening. And two things that I listened to and read that kind of changed my total spectrum. The first was I read a book called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. And the second thing, I listened to an audio series by Kevin Trudeau called Your Wish is Your Command. And after listening to those two things, it's like a light bulb went off in my head. And it's like, I get it now. Let me actually try to do it. So I did the hardest thing in the world. I had to let go. Sometimes you're controlling things so much, nothing new can come in your life because you haven't let go of what's already there. So I said, you know what? I'm going to have faith and belief that I'm going to be all right. What do they say? The Lord will not put you in situations that you cannot handle. And you go through problems and tribulations so that you can learn from and become better and stronger. How in the world can you give a testimony if you've never had a test? You've got to be tested. And you've got to survive the test. It makes you stronger. And it never stops. The higher you go up, the bigger the tests there are. So I let go. I said, you know what? I have no idea how I'm going to make this extra $10,000, but I'm going to make this $10,000. It's coming. I'm not going to focus on how. I'm going to focus on what it feels like to have the $10,000. What am I going to do with the $10,000? And already imagine it being done and have that feeling and capture it as often as I possibly can. And that's exactly what I did. And guess what? I got the $10,000 by ways I had no idea it was going to happen. multiple different ways. All of a sudden, somebody who had owed me a lot of money from years ago popped up. All of a sudden, my brother just wanted to give me money just because. All of a sudden, I got a tax, what do you call it, a letter from the IRS that said that they had taken more taxes out than I was supposed to, and I got an extra refund. Didn't see that coming. And then all of a sudden, my business started to explode almost overnight. Literally, I think it was like 3 days later, all of a sudden, my business just took off. I didn't even see it coming. I was sitting on my couch, got a phone call. Somebody said, "Hey, Brandon, this is so-and-so. I saw your video. I'm ready to, you have no idea the timing is right. I'm ready to do this." Came in the business and blew up. Had no idea that was going to take place. And since that point forward, I've never made less than 4 figures, up to 5 figures a month in residual income in a home-based business. Now my next challenge, 6 figures. That's the next challenge. So I could look at the current team that I have right now. Is this current team going to get me to 6 figures a month? It can. It may not. That's not my focus. My focus is on, I want 6 figures a month. I know what it feels like to have 6 figures a month. And I'm going to do everything that I can to have 6 figures a month. And Joseph, this is a training that you need to be on, so I cannot talk right now. I'm in the middle of mindset training. Talk to you later, buddy. The people who call me the most to complain and need help are the ones who never show up to trainings and presentations like this. Go figure. I lost track of what I was saying. Okay, I'll just go back to the slide. So know your why. On why you're doing this. It's not for this extra stuff. Some people even say, your why is something that will make you cry. I've seen other leaders say that. And no, that's not true. That's not true. Crying doesn't move a person into action. If a good buddy passes away, they're on the other side of the country and you can't make it, you cry about it. Something happens to your daughter, your family, or whatever, you cry about it. Does that change the situation? No. Crying is just an emotional release. If crying was a motivating factor, the world would be a better place because everybody cries about something. That's not good enough. You have to focus on what you want and what you believe. And how does it make you feel? The how will work itself out. In fact, I'm going to play a video at the end of this called Focus on the Goal, not the task. I focused for 10 years. All I did was focus on the task. I need to become the best presenter I could possibly be. I need to figure out how to do the business inside and out. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to become an expert. Blah, 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 blah. Those were the tasks. Those were not the goals. You must set short-term and long-term goals. Short-term and long-term goals. If you don't set goals, you're going nowhere. Here's one short-term goal. Let me make the money back that I spent to get into the business. If you're in my business, that means sign 4 people up in the business. Sign 4 people up in the business ASAP. You just made your money back. Or sell 4 customers of the business Best in Social. You just made your money back. Oh, you made more money than that on 4. But that's one of your short-term goals. Let me make my money back. So now you can eliminate, oh, I paid money and I lost all my money. No. Make your money back. Be in the black. Be in profit. Get promoted as fast as possible. Don't wait. Do whatever it takes. Because getting promoted gives yourself a story. In my last company, you know what my story was? How I was able to blow up so fast? Here was my story. First day in the business, I signed up 15 people. First week, we had 40 people on our team. First 30 days, we had 100 people on our team. First 60 days, we had over 500 people on our team. 2 weeks later, we had 1,000 people on our team. 90 days later, I was making 5 figures a month residual income, and I retired and walked off my job. I set goals. There were other people who got started right with me that did not set goals, and guess where they were 90 days later? The same place they were on the very first day. Except they were complaining and blaming everybody else for their failure. Set your goals. What's your long-term goal? My long-term goal is $1 million a month. millionaire, diamond, billion-dollar company, multiple houses all over the country, traveling, having my own motivational company, writing books, speaking engagements. That's my long-term goal. You want to make personal and business short-term and long-term goals. Understand that it takes time to grow anything. Remember we went over the how to be a professional? It's not going to happen overnight. You didn't get to where you are right now overnight. 30, 40 years of decisions got you to where you are. So have the patience to know it's going to take time. You must plant your seed and water that seed. You may not see anything sprout now. This has put a test to me. 6 months in Shopping Sherlock. Right now I expected to have close to 10,000 people on my team, and I don't. Close to 2,000. I thought I'd be at 10,000 by this point. Does that mean I give up and quit? No, I continue to water the seed. Because I know it's going to explode. It's just a matter of when. Ever heard of the story of the bamboo seed? The bamboo tree. It's the slowest growing tree in the world. You plant seed of the bamboo, you water it, you water it, you water it. Nothing happens for a long time. Then all of a sudden, when it breaks ground, it becomes the fastest growing plant in the world. It like grows up all overnight. But it took seasons of watering that seed. Raymond says 5 years. Are you willing to water something for 5 years before it starts to grow? Traditional business, it takes 3 to 5 years to be in profit. Why do you think that's any different in your own home-based business? And I don't care who you are or what you've done in the past. Some things just take time. The question is, are you committed to seeing it through? I am. Or will 2 months from now I see you posting on Facebook about some other deal? Water your seed. Stay consistent and work your business. It won't work unless you work it. In my last company, I had a person come up to me and say, Brandon, I'm quitting the business. I'm disappointed in the business. It didn't work out. Borderline scam. I lost money. So wait a second. How long you been in? 2 months. When was the last time you were on a presentation? Well, the day I came into the business. Huh. Why didn't you get on any others? I mean, you're saying the same thing over and over again. Why should I get on it again? Yeah, that's like a guy saying, why should I go to the gym over and over again? I went last week. Why should I go to church on Sunday? I went last Sunday. Why do I need to go every Sunday? Preacher's saying the same thing. Right? So how many people do you have on your team? 1. How many people did you bring to a webinar? 1. So you're batting 100%. Do you realize in the Major League Baseball, if you strike out 7 out of 10 times, you're an all-star. If you strike out 6 times out of 10, you're in the Hall of Fame. Most people will strike out 70% of the time, and they get paid millions of dollars. You guys understand that? Yet somebody said no to you and you're ready to quit the business? That's a good one, Rod. Yeah, why should I take a shower? I took one last week. And then they come back, well, I'm saving water, conserving water. Your business is not going to work unless you work it. You cannot expect to reap a harvest if you have not sowed any seed. You must put in some time if you want to get the time. Yeah, Babe Ruth was a strikeout king. As many home runs as he's had, he struck out far more times. Very important. Ignorance on fire is way better than intelligence on ice. You guys are throwing up some good examples. You say Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison took him 10,000 tries. 10,000 tries to get electricity. But when you ask him, he says, I didn't fail 10,000 times. I found 10,000 ways why it doesn't work. See that? I found 10,000 reasons why it doesn't work. Abraham Lincoln. He lost most of his elections and goes down as one of the greatest presidents in American history. Lost most of his elections and was assassinated. Didn't have good luck on his side. Right? Considered him a bore. Listen to some news reports of his old speeches. Start to develop the right mental attitude. You guys are killing me. Yeah, Colonel Sanders didn't become a millionaire till he was in his 60s. Start to develop the right mental attitude. Have long-term thinking. Treat your business like $1 million business, not a $100 business, not a $30 business, not a $249 business. I treat this business as a dynasty. I treat this business as the next billion-dollar company that I have part ownership on. How are you treating this business? Like a $34.95 deal? You get out of it what you put into it. I treat this like a business. The most important things you can bring to your Sherlock business, or any business for that matter, is work ethic, desire, commitment, be coachable, and be excited. Work ethic. People tell me all the time, Brandon, I don't have enough time. I'm working. I work 60 hours a week, and then I help my family on the side on another business. I've got kids. I've got my wife. I mean, I just don't have the time. And, American Idol comes on, and Scandal, and House of Cards, and wrestling. I just don't have the time for this. I'm like, really? You can afford not to do this. See, I was in that same situation. I would get up at 6 a.m. to go to work. I would get home at 6 p.m. I have a family and I have kids. I found the time. Not only that, not only do I attend a presentation, I had to do the presentation, create the presentation, spend money outside of the autoship. Guess what? This webinar platform costs money. Are you guys paying for this? No. The websites we create cost money. I pay for that. I invest in my business because I treat it like a business. At the high point in my career, I was spending over $2,000 a month back in my business, and people were crying over a $34 auto ship. So then finally the East Coast goes to sleep, and it's 9 or 10 o'clock my time. I can finally eat dinner and try to spend some time with my wife. Then when she and the kids are asleep, then I can actually work my business. And I will work my business till 3 a.m. Go to sleep for 3 hours, get up at 6 and do it over again. And I did that for 45 days straight. And when I picked my head up, I was making more money than everybody on my job was, including my bosses. I found the time. When you find something of value, that will take place of whatever it is that you are currently doing that is not providing value in your life. So when you tell me you don't have time, you tell me that you're busy being broke, and you find whatever it is you're currently doing more valuable than what this business can provide for you. That is what you're really saying when I hear, I don't have time. You don't have time not to do this. Because this is going to give you more money and more time. I hope that makes sense. It all comes down to, do you have value enough for it? You don't have the belief in it. That's why you're not working it. You've got to have the desire. I have a burning desire. I have a hit list. I have a long list of people who told me I would never make it, who told me I can't make it happen. It's not going to be done. I have a list of people who said that Sherlock is a stupid name. It's not going to make anything happen. E-commerce isn't big. My own freaking last sponsor for my last company. I won't say his name, but you guys may know who he is. He is on that list, and I'm going to make him eat those words. And that is a promise. Not a threat. Motivation. That is my desire. My goal is to be in the top 10 money earners on this planet. That means I need to be making over $400,000 a month. And my goal is to do that within the next 2 to 3 years. By the time I turn 40. I have people that I went to high school with that played pro football and basketball. And I remember in the early 20s how they were living the high life. And I was in a little one-bedroom apartment eating beans. And they were out partying and going on and carrying on. And guess what's going to happen? Time passes for all of us the same. I'll be 40 years old and a millionaire. They'll be 40 and hoping that they don't get laid off from their job. I have a very strong desire. I look at my family. Commitment. We talked about commitment earlier. You need to marry your business, not date it. Be coachable. You got to be coachable. Are you willing to do what it takes to succeed? Are you willing to learn? I have people that have, they had a lot of success in the corporate America. And they come over here and think that they can use the same skills from corporate America and have success here. It doesn't work that way. This is a different beast, a different animal. Should I go and be a fireman for the very first day and tell you how things should be done? No. Should I walk into your law firm and tell you how things should be written? Your legal briefs? No. So why would you come in my business and tell me how you think it should be done? Let's make a deal. You hit global power my way and then go do whatever you want your way. And you got to be excited. You set yourself on fire, people will show up just to watch you burn. If you're not excited about what you're doing, why would anybody else be excited? Which means you got to be passionate. So if you can't get passionate about this, I advise go do something that will give you passion. Because passion translates into emotion. Emotion translates into your brain and law of attraction, attracting more of what's getting you excited back to you. So if you like signing people up, like what happened after the convention in Vegas? You guys got excited. You came back. We promoted 3 powers and multiple star affiliates because of that event. Here's the question. Did you really do anything different after the event than before? Not really. Not really at all. You just had more excitement and your emotional involvement level was higher. If you had a device that could read your levels of emotion, on the positive and the negative side, your emotion level was on the higher positive side. Therefore, you started to attract things in your business to start to explode. That's why I say you can't miss the events. You're 6 months behind everybody else. Not based on knowledge that was learned, because we turn around and do presentations sharing with all of you what we learned at the event. That's not what takes them and sets them apart. It's the emotional tie, the excitement that they gained from that event that gives them the edge and the advantage over everybody else. Understand that in business, you will have an emotional roller coaster. Don't make your highs too high, your lows too low. Always know that some will, some won't, some wait. So what next? You may sign up 50 people this week, and somebody calls you up, Brandon, you're going to retire off of me alone. And you're all excited. You start thinking about the things you're going to buy, how life's going to be. 2 weeks later, they quit because some brand new company came out and they want to jump on that one. They take their entire team with them. So you went from the ultimate high to the ultimate low. You get frustrated. You get tired. You're ready to quit. This is business. You want to have a even keel on emotion. Don't get too excited when things good happen. Expect it. And don't get too upset when things don't go your way. Expect that too. As long as you're moving forward, you're moving up. You're not moving down. Wait a minute, what did it say? The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. I got to tell you, the merger from our old company to this company has not been easy at all. Nothing went the way I wanted it to go. Pavlov's, what's that term? Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. I forgot the terminology for that. Whatever can go wrong did go wrong in the worst way possible. This has been the biggest challenge for myself in business in my career, and I embrace it. There you go, Murphy's Law. I embrace it. But at the same time, I got a chance to watch others on our team and watch how they handled the stress, the frustration. And I got to see a different side to them that I didn't see before. See, when money is flowing, when everybody's making money, everybody's having fun, it's all good times had by all. But when things aren't going as planned, the measure of a man's true worth shines big time. I can't say I'm too surprised on some people. But again, I was surprised. I didn't fold the way some people fold because I know this law. Maybe 10 years ago I would have. But I don't even sweat it. I don't even lose a night's sleep because I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And I know I need to keep watering my seed. My goal was 5,000 reps by December. We ended up with, I think, 1,600, 1,700. Did I go ahead and quit? No. Go jump ship to Wake Up Now or DS Domination or anything else? No. I remain steadfast and focused. That is not saying that any other company is bad or being a part of another company to help earn some extra income is bad. No, it's not. You do what you got to do. I'm talking about me personally. I know how I am with my focus. Some people are able to multitask better than others. But there is no way I'm taking my eye off the prize. So if that means I have to have short-term loss for long-term gain, I don't expect everybody to see things my way either. So all I could do is stand aside, keep doing what I'm doing, that I know what's doing best, and be there to support the others who are moving in that same direction. But I was shocked by some of the things that I saw from people. Sometimes problems don't require a solution to solve them. Instead, they require maturity to outgrow them. Sometimes when things happen, there is no solution to it. It is what it is. You just can't solve the problem. It just is a problem. You've got to have the maturity enough to know how to weather the storm. When you can't go around the storm, you can't dissipate the storm is coming anyway. No matter what you do, that storm is going to hit you. You've got to be able to weather the storm. That's a very profound statement there. I had a lot of leaders when we came over to Sherlock. We've got to solve this. We've got to solve that. Blah, blah, blah. No, we don't. We have to learn to adapt. And some can adapt better than others, and some can adapt more faster than others. Personality traits. You guys love this one, right? When you're out there talking to people, most people, that's right, Daniel, most people fall under at least 4 different categories here of personalities. They're either a shark, a whale, a dolphin, or an urchin. Now, I guarantee every one of you has at least a couple of these, all these traits within you. But you're dominated by one specific trait. So let's talk about that and why it is important that you need to know this. Because when you're talking to business to somebody, you can't approach them with the wrong personality. You're going to turn them off. So let's say you're talking to a shark. Sharks are driven by money, power, and respect. You know these people when you see them. Clean cut. Normally wearing all black or all white or something, solid colors, not too bright. They've got the money, they've got the respect. That's what drives them. You go to them and talk about how would you like to own equity in a company that's going to be $1 billion company. You have a shark's attention. How would you like to earn a 20% check match on every single person on your team so you get paid every single time they get paid? You're talking to a shark. How would you like to make $20,000 a week? You're talking to a shark. But then you have a whale. Whales are motivated by helping people. They're not motivated by the money. So when you're talking to a whale, and anytime you talk to somebody, ask them questions. It takes me less than 30 seconds to figure out the personality, the dominant personality trait of a person, even when they're trying to fake me out. I got them pegged, and it took a while for me to really get them pegged like this. You know those people that'll say one thing, but that's not what they really believe? I can tell. But whales are motivated by helping people. So if you go to them talking about, hey, how would you like to make $20,000 a week? They're like, not interested. How would you like to get paid every time somebody else gets paid? Not interested. How would you like to own equity in the company? I don't even understand what equity means. But if you talk to them, how would you like to be able to start a fundraiser to help churches and nonprofits earn an income every single month by giving away a free product? Really? It's free? How's that happen? How would you like to help people save money on their household every time they need to buy something? Sure. Saving people. Just by knowing a person's job, a little bit can tell you what personality they are. If you go to a shark talking about, hey, how would you like to save people money? Not interested. How much am I going to make from that? All right? Let's say you're talking to a dolphin. Dolphins love to have fun. They are primarily motivated by having fun. It doesn't matter how much money they're making. If they're not having fun doing it, they're not going to do it for long. I'll give you a perfect example of this. There's this guy in Vietnam. I forgot his name, but he is the creator of a mobile app game called Flappy Bird or something like that. He just loves making games. It makes him happy. He made the game and it went viral. At high, he was making $50,000 a day automatically being wired into his account. $50,000, and that's after everybody else got their cut. 50,000 times 30 days. That's $1.5 million. $1.5 million a month. Did I do that right? Hold on. 50,000 times 30. Yeah, 1.5 million a month he was making. And guess what he did? He quit. He pulled the app down. And when you ask, they finally, Rolling Stones did an interview. Go to MSN.com. I think that article is still up there today because I read it this morning. And they asked him, why would you walk away from a fortune like that? He said, because I didn't like the attention. People kept bothering me and bugging me, and they were bugging my family. They kept showing up where I wasn't having fun anymore. And he pulled the app down. Now, I am a shark. I'm looking at him like he's crazy. He must have lost his mind. $50,000 a day? You can put as many cameras as you want in my face. I have enough money. I'm going to buy an island and isolate myself. But he didn't. He's a dolphin. He wasn't having fun and he walked away from $50,000 a day. Then you have the urchins. And oh my gosh, the urchins. I can't stand the urchins. Well, let me rephrase that. The urchins are the bane of my existence. They take up 95% of my time every single day. I have the same people that call me every day with this question and that question. Urchins want to know all of the facts before they move a muscle, even information that they don't need to know, information that is not a benefit to helping them build their business. Urchins have this understanding. How can you expect me to go out there and build my business if I don't even know what's going on? How can you expect me to go talk to somebody about this business and they may ask me a question I can't answer? I mean, I don't look professional. They're missing the whole point. But I understand their logic. Urchins want to know, how old is the company? How much money is the company making? Who's the owner? Who's the CEO? Where does he live? What's his social security number? How many customers are we having in the company? Blah, 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 blah. And I have to turn into an urchin so I can answer their questions. I know far more information than I want to know. I don't want to know this stuff. It's just taking up space in my brain because I don't need to know that information to make money. But here's the one thing, the saving grace for urchins. Once an urchin gets all the facts that they need, that they're satisfied with, because most of them ask questions just to ask questions to make them feel good, so that they know they didn't jump into something that they didn't ask the right questions. They want to cover all their P's and Q's. But when an urchin finally makes a decision 4 or 5 months later, they end up making the most money. You want to know why? Because an urchin turns into a shark. And an urchin is 100% convinced of what they're doing because they spent all the time on getting all the facts right. So for those of you urchins, there's still hope for you, and there's a reason why I spend time to help you out. Because I know once you finally make a decision, you're going to end up making more money than everybody else. You're going to turn into a shark, and you're going to be more focused than everybody else and more loyal. So when somebody comes to you about a weed company, you're going to look at them like they lost their mind. They're like, hey, you need to be doing what I'm doing. I've done my research. This company is top notch. I've done my research. No, I'm not jumping on your company. Never heard of your company. Now, let me ask you guys a question. For those of you who know me, or you've seen me in action, which personality type do you think I am? Type that personality type in the chat box. Daniel says I'm a shark. Anybody else? Rod says shark whale. Cassandra says all. One thing about this is it also is in the eye of the beholder. Stevie says urchin. Richard says well. You know one thing I found? A lot of urchins think I'm an urchin. A lot of whales think I'm a whale. A lot of sharks think that I'm a shark. And there's a reason for that. Because whatever your dominant personality trait is, that is how I talk to you. If you're a whale, I only talk to you from a whale perspective. So you think I'm a whale. If you are a shark, I only talk to you from a shark's perspective. Same with urchins and dolphins. See, once you master these traits, you can talk to anybody and still show value for your business without turning them off. If you talk to my wife and you ask my wife what personality trait I am, she will tell you that I'm a whale from her perspective. Because she thinks I'm too nice, that I help people too much at the expense of myself, which is correct. However, if you talk to my brother, who's known me all my life, he'll tell you I'm a shark. I am a dead-on killer shark. Great white. I'll eat you up. He thinks I have no emotions on helping other people. You talk to my mother. My mother will tell you that I'm an urchin. She's amazed by all the facts that I know about any topic. You name a topic and I'll run down facts to you like no other. I can out-urchin the best urchins out there. You talk to my dad will tell you that I'm a dolphin. My dad will say, yeah, growing up, this kid didn't want responsibility. He only wanted to do things that was fun for him. In my dad's eyes, I'm a dolphin. Even now, he's like, yeah, you're retired, and you're only doing that because you can go do whatever you want now throughout the day. You're a dolphin. Depends on the eye of the beholder. Me personally, I'm a whale shark. I'm a whale shark. Shark by nature, but I know if I don't help people, my shark doesn't get fed. And I love helping people. I go out of my way to help people. So know the personality traits. Positives up, negatives down. It's impossible to always be happy. That's not human. There'll be times where you're going to have obstacles in your life and you're going to feel bad about it. But when those situations happen, don't create negativity to your downline. Don't show your downline your frustrations. Go upline with that stuff. Always be positive to your downline. Always show confidence. I'm watching over again. I watched years ago the 24 series. 24? Jack Bauer, Kiefer Sutherland. And I'm watching the series all over again now, seasons 1 through 8, because season 9 is coming out this year. And I noticed something that I didn't really notice before. I have a lot of admiration for President David Palmer. And there's some things that he said. As a leader, as the president, it is my job to show confidence to the American people. Because the moment it's seen that I am wavering, it's seen that I am panicking, it's seen that I am not in control of the situation, everybody else loses faith as well. Does that mean that I'm not scared? Absolutely not. Does that mean that I don't go through challenges? Of course I go through challenges. I just handle it a certain way. And I act the same exact way in my business. When people contact me, everything is great and getting better. We don't ignore the challenges that happen, but we don't allow the challenges to cripple us. So when I'm talking to my leaders, I want to hear solutions, not problems. I want to hear, what's your plan? Not point fingers at what's not working. I can't stand complainers, and I distance myself from them as much as I possibly can. I am solution oriented, because there's always a way to fix things. See yourself as a diamond, or whatever the top position of your company is. See yourself at the top. Perception becomes reality. Here's what I want you to do. Go into the bathroom, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, would I sign up with you? And point directly at yourself. It's only you and yourself in that bathroom. A lot of you are used to going in the bathroom and taking selfies. Here's a selfie for yourself. Would I sign up with you? And be honest. If you lie to yourself, you're in real trouble. The first time I did that, the answer was no. I would not sign up with me. The second, third, fourth, 10th time I did it, the answer was still no. I would not sign up with me. I'm not going to lie to myself. Nobody else can hear the answer. And then once you figure out the answer, and if the answer is no, that's okay. Because then what you do is you start to ask yourself questions. Why would I not want to sign up with myself? Now you know what to work on. See, birds of a feather flock together. Winners do not hang out with losers. You're looking for that big hit to join your business, that big guru, that big hitter, you have to become the big hitter to attract another big hitter. Wealthy people only hang out with wealthy people. Top dogs in this industry only sign up with other top dogs. And if you're not a top dog yet, you better start to see yourself as one. Because by believing that you are, you start to act like you are. I find this is interesting right now, and I'm glad I record this because as of right now, I am not on paper a diamond in my company. Don't think that that doesn't upset me. I won't use the term upset, but it's like sticking a needle in my back, digging on me, that I am not on paper a diamond. But in my mind, I'm far more than a diamond. This is my company. There you go, irks me. And when I do become an official diamond, do you think I'm going to be acting differently than I am right now? Do you think I'm going to be talking any differently? No, because I'm acting like a diamond, taking ownership of my business. You do that from day one. Act as if. See, a lot of times you might hear people say, fake it till you make it. No. No, 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 no. You do not fake it till you make it. Because you're lying to everybody. You act as if. Right now, I act as if I am a diamond top producer in my company, and nobody can take that away from me because I say so. And my brain believes it to be so. Therefore, I'm going to start attracting people in my life to make it a reality. That's how this thing works. Let me give you another example for those of you that still may be confused. Have we all heard of a woman? A woman who has always been in a bad relationship. Always. No matter who the guy is. And as a matter of fact, it's gotten to the point where every time she has a new boyfriend, it's the exact same guy with a different name. And one day, her friend said, you know what, maybe you're the problem. Maybe you need to go see some therapy or something for that. So she goes and sees a psychologist. Tells the psychologist the problem. Always in a bad relationship. So the psychologist says this. Let me ask you a question. What is it that you are looking for in a man? What is it that you are looking for in a man? You know what she says? Well, I don't want a man who, doesn't have a job. I don't want a man who leaves his job and goes straight to happy hour with the fellas and drinks. I don't want a man who cheats on me. I don't want a man who does drugs. I don't want a man who disrespects me in front of my kids, who makes me feel like dirt, who makes me cry. I don't want that type of a man. Now, doesn't that sound logical? I mean, what woman in the world wants a man like that? But she didn't answer the question. The question was, what do you want out of a man? Not what do you not want out of a man. See, the universe does not understand negatives. It only understands how you feel and what you're putting out there. So if all she's thinking about is what she doesn't want, how does that make you feel? Well, bad. Doesn't make me feel good. That's the vibration you are putting out in the universe, and you keep attracting that type of guy to you. Because that's what you're thinking about all the time. Instead, answer the question like this. I want a man who has a job. Or I want a man who can support himself and anybody who he's with. I want a man who comes home to spend time with me because he wants to. I want a man who respects me and my children. I want a man who makes me feel good, who uplifts me, makes me want to be a better person. I want a man who cherishes me and loves me and adores me. I want a man that wants to spend the rest of his life with me. Now, how does that make you feel? Makes me feel good. I feel great. That's the type of man I want. Now, because she's starting to have that feeling, she will start to attract that type of guy to her. See, you ever been in a situation where you just feel, man, I feel bad vibes off that person. That person's giving off bad vibes. You don't want to be around them. See, if you have negative vibes circling around you, positive people is acting like repellent. They don't want to be around you. You're negative. Good guys don't want to be around that girl always thinking about all she wants is a dude. All she's thinking about dudes who treat her bad. That's not me. So even if by chance she ends up getting that good guy, she will run him off. She will get rid of him one way or another because she doesn't feel she deserves that type of a man. Or she feels that she's waiting for the reality to check because no man is this nice. Right? That is how law of attraction works. Mind your thinking. Mind your thought process. If you're frustrated, then guess what? Things are going to come into your world to keep you being frustrated. You need to let things go that is not helping you to get to where you want to be. And you need to see yourself at the top of whatever company you're a part of. And this is very important to understand. Goes back to that entitlement mentality. You don't get in life what you want. You get in life what you are. You guys understand that? Wherever you are right now is the sum result of all decisions you've made in your lifetime, including your bank account. If you want more, you must become more. And by becoming more, you make more room for more to come into your life. It's like a cup. You can only put so much water in a cup, or else it's going to overflow. If you want to hold more water, meaning money, you must get yourself a bigger cup, which means you must become a bigger cup. And that only happens through personal development and self-improvement. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the mindset training for tonight. I won't be doing this again for another couple of months. This was recorded. But I'm going to end tonight by playing a video. Let me pull it up. You can choose to watch it or not, but this is one of my favorite videos that I've made. It is called Focus on the Goal and Not the Task. And the reason why it's important to me is because I had that mental shift in my mind to do so. And for men, it is not easy. Men, we're controlling. We got to find the solution. We got to know what's going on. We don't leave things to chance or fate. It's hard to let go. But the day that I decided to let go changed my life. And that's what this video is all about. Yeah, people would think I've made better videos, but for me, this is one of the most important videos that I've ever made. Because this is the fuel in your gas tank. You could be sitting in a Lamborghini, and without any gas in the Lamborghini, you're not going anywhere. You're just sitting there looking pretty. Doesn't work. Got to put gas in that fuel tank. That's what mindset training is all about. Let's get you out of that mental incarceration to true freedom. Slavery never ended. It just changed to mental incarceration. And every single person has the opportunity to get out of mental incarceration. It's just most people don't even know that they're in it. So with that, guys, my name is Brandon Ivey. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I hope that this touched maybe one of you. Because if it just touched, or two of you, I hope it touches one person on my left and one person on my right. Because all you need is two to change your life in our business.